Welcome back to another edition of History in Your Own Backyard. I'm Satoli. Today I'm on the east side of Ohio where I found an old abandoned roadway and these old two pony truss bridges. Let's check them out. Before we get started, let's talk about the definition of a ghost road and a phantom bridge. If you have already seen my introduction to ghost roads and phantom bridges, skip ahead to about the 2.5-minute timestamp. A ghost road is a roadway that was once owned or is currently owned by the county. This road originally carried traffic on a daily basis, but over the years, the county may have chosen to no longer maintain the road or to close it completely. The road may now be private property or could still be owned by the county. A phantom bridge is a span that was once used on a daily basis to cross a body of water. A phantom bridge is always located on a ghost road and can be one of the ultimate finds during a road tour. Phantom bridges were usually bypassed after the current roadway was realigned. A phantom bridge can usually be located near a bridge currently in use. A good way to spot phantom bridges is to look left and right when crossing a bridge. Sometimes these bridges may be up to 100 yards up or downstream from the current bridge location. Now that we know about ghost roads and phantom bridges, let's take a look at this old bridge. So I came across this abandoned road and found this really neat set of pony truss bridges, kind of like on a 30-degree angle. And what's even neater is this foundation for what may have been a mill at one time. But there was an old road that came down off of the main road I guess they shut it down probably due to landslides, because it looks like it was pretty steep. If you can see off in the distance, there's a road sign about 100 yards up. And the road came down right through here. And then if you look, you got this like landslide. I'm sure that was a pain in the butt to keep open over the years. So that was probably the main reason they shut this thing down. But the bridge itself is in pretty decent shape. But I like the fact that you've got two different size pony truss bridges on an angle from each other. And then you've got those massive stone bridge abutments that support it. Like I said, I'm not sure about the stone foundation to the other side. I'm guessing that was a mill. I'll have to do some research when I get home and find out. But it looks like there may have even been a dam. Sorry about that, I almost went into the drink. Looks like there may have been a dam here at one time, and that may have been the spillway. Because upstream, it's more like a pool until you get to right about where the bridge is. And then it really starts cranking. Wow. All that dead wood piled up against the bridge support. Pretty neat. Pretty neat. So I went home, did some research, came back 2 years later, and shot some more video of the bridge. This is what I found out. Starting back in 1820, a log mill was built on the south side of Wills Creek, directly opposite of where the foundation of the last mill stood on the north side of the creek. This was known as a corn cracker mill, but was later equipped for making flour and was also converted over to a sawmill. A second mill was built in 1847 by Julius McCleary, Joseph Brown, and William Frame, directly across the creek from the original mill. The mill was 5 stories tall and made of timbers sawed at the original mill. This mill originally ran using water power and then later by steam. Unfortunately, it burned to the ground in 1907. A third mill was built on this site around 1908. It was operated by water power and was owned by the Kimbolton Milling Company. This newspaper clipping from 1943 shows the mill being for sale, to be removed. Looking at old aerial photography, it looks like the third mill was still standing in 1948, although now only the foundation exists. If anyone out there knows for sure when the mill was demolished, please let me know in the comments below. As for this 2-span pony truss bridge, it was built in 1959 and spans Wills Creek. The smaller span is angled about 30 degrees off from the larger span, giving it a strange look. I've only seen one other bridge built like this, and that is the Chain of Rocks Bridge over the Mississippi River near St. Louis, Missouri. If anyone out there has seen similar bridges which are angled, let me know in the comments below. The largest span sits on stone abutments while the smaller span rests on a concrete abutment but shares a stone pier with the other span. The bridge prior to this was a steel through truss bridge as shown in this picture, which also shows the third mill still standing. This bridge was built in 1896 or shortly thereafter and lasting until 1958. As you can see, bids were being taken for building the bridge abutments for the new bridge in January 1896. Maps dating back to 1855 show a bridge at this location, but even with the help of bridge historian David Simmons, we were unable to uncover evidence of a covered bridge prior to the steel through truss bridge. If anyone out there has evidence of a covered bridge at this spot prior to 1896, please leave a comment below. If you are passing through this area, I highly recommend you take a side trip to visit the old bridge. Definitely worth your time.